questions? I'm Brooke. I'll be going over Angus's blood work with you today. There's a lot on the paper, but I will be telling you what everything means and what they indicate, as well as if they were to be high or low, what that would mean as well. Starting at the top here, you see white blood cells. There are several different types of white blood cells, but they all work to fight infection and inflammation, and the total percentage is within range interval. And if you look at the lymphocytes, they are also within range interval. If they were increased, that would be because of a bacterial infection or potentially because of a vaccine. If they are decreased, that would indicate a viral infection, but that's not something we need to worry about. Monocytes are also within range interval, but if they were increased, that would be due to a chronic infection or a bacterial infection or inflammation as well. Or if they were decreased, it would indicate loss of tissues due to necrosis. We look at neutrophils. These would indicate a bacterial infection or inflammation if they were raised. If they were lower, that would indicate a viral infection. But because the neutrophils are within range interval, we don't have to worry about that. Eosinophils are your allergy white blood cells for hypersensitivity. So if Angus were to have an allergic reaction or have an allergy to something, it would be raised. There's not really a chance for eosinophils to have any clinical significance if they were decreased. Same thing with here, basophils, which are within range interval. Usually if they're increased, it is due to the initiation of inflammation, but we don't see any of that here. Moving down to total red blood cell count. This is also within range interval, and red blood cells are looked at to indicate anemia, hydration status, and there are several different things we look at with the red blood cells. We would look at MCV and MCH here. It is within range interval. MCV would indicate the size of the cells, and MCH would indicate how much weight is in the cells, the weight of the hemoglobin in the cells. Look here at MCHC. This is the content of hemoglobin in the cells. Here we move down to platelets. These are within range interval. Platelets aid in blood clotting. If you were to have less platelets, it would be an issue with clotting in the blood, but that isn't an issue here. And then we move down to these tests here. So albumin, ALP, and ALT are all together testing for the liver. Something can cause these tests to have an increase, like steroids or toxins or antibiotics, but because these are within range intervals, there's nothing standing out to me. Amylase is within range interval as well. AMY, sometimes I think it's like Amy. Amylase test for pancreas function, and also here you look BUN and creat, blood urea nitrogen, and creatine. These test for kidney function, and this is also within range interval. Sodium and potassium are electrolytes, and these also are tested with kidney function. And if BUN and creat were to change in value with the test, these would change as well. Also, here at the bottom, total protein, it would indicate hydration status, and this is looking good within range interval. And the very bottom here, glucose is looking high, very high. I suspect that this might indicate diabetes mellitus, and that is something that the doctor will go over with you in a minute. Do you have any questions for me?
Yeah, what is glucose?
Glucose is another word for sugar or blood sugar. It can raise whenever Angus would go to eat something, but because we suspect it might be diabetes mellitus, the glucose is not getting regulated by the pancreas. So that is why it is looking so raised.
What can I do with the diabetes related? Like, what am I supposed to do with that?
The doctor will go over with you as well, but because it is a insufficient amount of insulin being produced by the pancreas, you will have to look at going over a glucose curve to help support your dog with their diet, as well as providing them enough insulin to lower their glucose or blood sugar. Anything else?
The MCHC, it's like, it says that it's low. Is that a problem for my dog?
No. It does look a little bit low, but if you look at the total red blood cell results as well, you can see that everything else is within range. Right now, my main concern is the raised level of glucose, and again, that's something the doctor will go over with you. And MCHC being low right now is not something we're going to worry about. Anything else?
No, I don't have any more questions.
All right, thank you so much. The doctor will be with you shortly.
Thank you.